Hi, I'm Rebecca. This is my knitting vlog where I talk about knitting. That's it. That's all I talk about is knitting. I love knitting. Knitting is my thing. It's my passion. It's my interest. It's my hobby. It's my whole life. If I'm not knitting, I'm thinking about knitting. I'm talking about knitting. I am planning knitting projects in my head, and I'm probably not listening to anything you're saying. If it's not about knitting, I'm just thinking about knitting. You know that podcast Knit for Brains? That took me a really long time to figure out what they were, what that meant. But once I did, I was like, yeah, okay, 100%, that's me. I get it. So they should invite me to be on their podcast. I would be a really good guest. Anyway, no, I wouldn't. I sound like a potato, obviously. My name is Rebecca. I said that already. I'm 39. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I have 5 kids and 2 dogs. And guess what? I'm going to Red Alder, a fiber event in Tacoma in February, and I'm going with my sister, and I'm going with Shauna from Shauna Stitches, and I'm so excited because I love Shauna. We haven't met in person, but you know, knitting friends are just like people you feel comfortable with hanging out with, like spending the night with, right? Like you never met them, but it's always worked out for me with knitters and fiber enthusiasts when I've gotten the chance to do that. So I'm really excited to finally have a plan to go to a fiber event with a friend. It's not Rhinebeck, but we'll get cider and donuts and pretend that it is. We're already planning our Rhinebeck, our Red Alder sweaters. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I haven't figured out. I'm thinking about the kangaroo rollover from Stephen West with the kangaroorts, like marled outfit. Shauna's definitely a little bit more like conservative in her dress, and I think she's gonna go with something really classy and timeless, and I'm gonna go like as a I think it's Zandy Peters who calls it yarn drag. 100%. I love that. I love that. I don't think she means it in a positive way, but I think it's great, and I'm gonna adopt that phrase. I think it's awesome. Today I am wearing my snap hat by TincanKnits. I wore it definitely to show it off and not at all because I need to take a shower, because that would be really gross. And that's not me as a person. I wouldn't do that. So the snap hat is by TincanKnits. It is a paid for pattern, and it is it's made to use up scraps, and it's on large needles. And so these barely take any time at all. There are only 3 decreases. And this one's for my daughter. She loves pink and green, so I did a pink to green fade, and it's really easy to find. All you need is 4 colors, and you just switch them out and make a cute little fade. So this is really, really, really fun. I love this so freaking. Of course, you can use more than 4 colors, right? Obviously, but I love this. Mine is black, and then there's just a little bit of purple on accident. Some dark purple. I thought I was gonna have more, like length in my hat, and I didn't. So I just have like this dark purple blotch. I would show you, but it would obviously mess up my hair if I took it off, right? Like that's the only reason. Okay, I did make 2 videos. My last 2 were unpopular knitting opinions, knitting and knitting adjacent opinions. Most of you agreed, which was disappointing because they're supposed to be unpopular. I thought they were based on Instagram comments and things that I see people actually saying, but apparently people lie. I did not know that. I'm an honest person, so I always take what people say at face value. But I also want to say to the people who didn't agree and took offense to those, it wasn't a video called "Your Opinions Coming Out of My Mouth." It was unpopular knitting opinions. So of course they weren't your opinions. If you would like to make a video about your opinions, I can message me. I'll show you how to use YouTube. It's like 2 buttons, man. It's 2 buttons. You can do it. So if you would like to share your unpopular knitting opinions or your popular ones, by all means, go ahead. Don't come for me because I warned you they weren't going to be yours. Okay. Everything I say on my podcast is my own opinion, and it's amazing the amount of people who genuinely watch YouTube and expect that you're going to say all of their thoughts. It's weird, man. It's weird. Don't be weird. So, Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. That's really loud, I'm sorry. Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I have always been trying to be encouraging to new knitters and saying, if you can knit and you can purl, you can make anything. And I have come to the realization that that is not true. And so I would like to apologize to everybody who I said that to who took that advice, because it's not factual. It's not factual. If you can knit and purl, you can knit anything once. Okay. Knitting the second of the same thing you just knit is impossible. Don't even bother. Okay, that's like if I try to knit a pattern sock or the second to any pair, I'm gonna mess it up. I can't do it. I can't. The second one is gonna be jacked somehow. Wow, these straps, man. I have ripped back on this strap, this second strap, so many times that if I hadn't had to rip back on my knitting, I would have knit probably 2 already. I have been working on it for several days. Yesterday, the largest section I had to rip back, I think, was about 2 inches. And then I knit an inch and I had to rip all that back, and then I knit like another inch, and then I had to rip back 2 inches because the mistake that I had made was actually further down. And that was just part of yesterday. I'm not getting very far very fast because I keep doing dumb things. And what happens, I think, is a phenomenon where you knit the first one and then you're like, oh, I know how to do this. And then you get cocky and then you stop checking the pattern and then you start making mistakes you don't notice, and then it just all goes south. Okay, this has gone very, very south. I was hoping for a bonus clue. It's not happening, I don't think. And if it does, I'm gonna cry because I am not ready. Despite the fact that I have knit as much as I possibly could this week. This started on what, Thursday, and we're on Monday now, and I have 2 days worth of knitting, maybe, and I'm not finished. So let's talk about it. Stephen West Mystery Knit Along spoiler coming up. If you haven't seen it, crawl out from under your rock. You know what? When I don't want to see spoilers, I just don't get on social media. If I see spoilers in somebody's Instagram post or in somebody's YouTube video, I blame myself, not them. I don't like when people directly message me spoilers or talk to me about spoilers because I can't help that, right? And the only option I have at that point is to stay off social media and not talk to my friends. And all of my friends are on social media. And so that kind of sucks. But usually people don't do that. That's not really happened. That's not been a thing. So your spoilers are your problem. You know what I mean? I think that about all spoilers. I think that like for movies and TV shows, there should be like a 3-day grace period. And after that, if you get spoiled from something like 7 years ago, that's your own fault. You know what I mean? Like you had time. And if you didn't have time, that's really not anybody else's problem. And that's probably a harsh truth, but I think it's how it goes. Like I didn't get around to watching Breaking Bad until like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And I already knew how it ended. Not anybody's fault. I should have watched it sooner. So I don't think spoilers are actually that big of a deal. I think they're a personal responsibility for the most part. Wow, I just lost all my friends. The last 5 of you that were here after those unpopular opinions are now gone. Thank you. All right, that's fine. Well, I'll just talk to myself. That's okay. Anyway, thank you for not unsubscribing yesterday if you didn't. That was nice of you. Very kind. I don't know. I feel like I don't care about my unpopular opinions. I don't care if you don't like them. This is the thing, okay? I'm just gonna say this before I get into the Mystery Knit Along spoiler. Oh, I forgot to work on talking slower. If you want to take Red Heart yarn and add mohair to it and knit a hat and give it to charity and spend the rest of your life doing that as a hobby, and knitting only every other Friday and calling yourself a knitter with a capital K, if that's what you want to do with your life, don't let me stop you. Like, don't let me rain on your parade. You should do that and you should enjoy it, because knitting should be about doing what you enjoy. Mohair hats tangle my hair. My personal opinion is that they're awful, and if you have hair that's prone to tangling like mine, you know what I mean? You live your life, man. If that's what you want to do, do it. I don't care. You want to knit for charity? Knit for charity. Have a great time. Have a blast. There are people who knit for charity and love it. I don't think that knitters should be shamed for not doing it. I have valid reasons for not wanting to knit for charity, and so does everybody else who doesn't. And it's not because I'm a selfish person. I am a selfish person, but that's not why I don't knit for charity. I have valid reasons to not do that. And if anybody else feels the same way, then that's their own, like, they're not a bad person. And it's especially non-knitters. Non-knitters love to like send you messages and be like, oh my God, you should knit this hat for charity. Oh, you can knit the hat for charity. I'm not going to, but you could if you want to. So that's what I meant by that, is that it's not always a great option for every person. So knit with Red Heart every other Friday and add mohair to it and make hats and donate them. I don't care. Those are just mine, all right? You can have totally different opinions and we can still be friends. It's totally fine. We can be friends, just no weirdos, okay? No weirdos. All right, the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. You all know what it looks like. It looks exactly like the other one. It's a strap, a stripe. I always want to say stripe, a strip. I've been saying strap. It's a strip, isn't it? Strap, strip, stripe. They're interchangeable. You can just say whatever. I don't care. That's embarrassing. Oh well. Okay. Here's a strap. I've been calling it strap because it reminds me of an apron or a straitjacket. So, all right, there we go. I cannot do this pattern to save my life, even though I'm proficient at cabling and cabling without a needle. I can't do it. This one went fine. I think I ripped back one row. This one did not go fine. It went awful. It went awful. And I am, oh, I only have a little left. That's not true. I have a lot left. Am I gonna get this done today? I don't know. Today my kids were all supposed to go to school and I was supposed to have alone time. That did not happen because 2 of them have a sore throat. So tomorrow will be my only chance at an alone day, but I don't think that's gonna happen either. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. I posted on my close friends on Instagram yesterday that I had a heart problem last night and it was really painful. And I didn't go to the emergency room because honestly I was tired, and the emergency room in our area, which is the only emergency room in our area within like a 50-mile radius, is overflowing to the point that a nurse had to call 911 for help because it was so bad. And it has been that way for like 2 years, and they treat people in the hallways and in the waiting room. I've been there and been treated in the waiting room and seen other people getting treated in the waiting room, and there's no beds and it's all awful. So I was like, well, I hope I don't die. I'll just take my chances. So I took my chances and it paid off. I'm still alive today, and if I'm dead, I don't know about it. Either one of those things is possible. But I am alive. My heart doesn't hurt anymore, so that's good. Will I mention it to my doctor? Probably. When am I going back to the doctor? I don't know. I don't like going to the doctor, so I try not to. That's all I got today, I guess. We didn't really do anything yesterday except sit around, and we loaded the garage up, like the whole garage. We loaded the whole entire garage up and took it all to the dump, which is mostly true. Did that yesterday, but I wasn't really involved in that. It's not really my deal. Didn't really do anything. I watched podcasts. Speaking of podcasts, if you're still here, which I hope you are, my new friend started a new podcast, and her name is Susie, and her podcast is Vegas Golden Knits. I'm going to link it in the down bar, and I would really love if you would go and subscribe to her and give her some love, because she's brand new at podcasting, and I think she does such a phenomenal job, and she's so professional and so polished. Not professional as in like unfun. Like, she made me laugh like right in the first 45 seconds. And I just think that she is a really fun person, and her personality really comes through. She does a really good job. She's very natural in front of the camera. That's what I meant by professional. Like, unlike me, I'm a nervous wreck and I just start spewing whatever. She's actually very focused on her topic, and I love that. I admire that quality in a lot of people. I don't have it. So I'm going to link her in the down bar, and I would really love it if you guys would just go show her some love and maybe subscribe to her channel and check her out. Because here's the thing I love about her the very most. She is the kind of knitter who will take Knit Picks Hawthorne yarn and combine it with Spin Cycle and be like, here's my sweater. Now, I don't know her financial situation, and I won't begin to guess, but the reality is that if I could ever afford a Spin Cycle, I would have to pair it with Knit Picks in order to make a sweater. And the fact that she just is like, this is what I did, it looks good. It looks good. It looks fantastic. Her color sense is impeccable. Okay. She's she has great taste. My child just showed up. She has great taste, and I love it. And I'm so inspired by her willingness to just be like, fancy yarn, whatever yarn, knit picks yarn, whatever. We're gonna smush them together and make a beautiful thing. And I love that. I love the willingness to just go like, yeah, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And I do that too, I guess on some level, but I don't know if I'd be brave enough to put spin cycle with knit picks, because I think that a lot of people just go, well, I can't afford spin cycle, therefore I will never have a spin cycle sweater. And she's just like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And I love that. I love that. I think she's so fun. And I really hope that you guys will go and check her out at least, right? I'm gonna put her in the down bar. You're already watching this, you have no excuse. Because if I go on for another 5 minutes, you'll probably still watch. So go spend those 5 minutes hanging out with her. She's really, really great. And I just wanted to put in a quick plug for that. Knit All the Yarn came out with a new podcast today, so I'm gonna be spending my morning doing that. Yeah, catching up on all my vlogs. I don't get to watch a lot of YouTube over the weekends because my family's all here and we all hang out in the same room together all day long. We have a no screen rule for the upstairs, for the bedrooms and everything. And they're kids and they want to be on screen. So if you want to be on a screen, you have to be in the living room. And that results in a lot of us spending a whole bunch of time together, but it's kind of chaotic, and watching YouTube videos is very distracting for everybody else. And it's not that I don't mind, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want them listening and I don't want them commenting and being, mind your business. And they're not mind your businessers. So they won't be doing that anyway. All right, I'm gonna go and have a good day. I hope you get lots of knitting in, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.